Staying consistent in your Kali practice is key to making real progress and growth, all physically, mentally, and technically. I'm Paul with Kali Center, and here are 5 tips I believe will help you maintain that consistency. I think they'll work for you because these same tips I use in my own practice and they work for me too. Tip number 1, or isa, set a real training schedule. If you can train a little bit every single day, obviously that's gonna be best. But trying to train every day when your lifestyle doesn't allow it could lead to burnout, fatigue, and even frustration. So start with 2 to 3 days a week, and then you can always build it up from there. Block off training time on your calendar just like you would do for any other important appointment you would make. Tip number 2, track your progress. Seeing your growth, even the small improvements, helps to keep that fire burning and that motivation high. Keep a training journal where you can kind of jot down new techniques that you learned, things to work on, any insights that may have been gained from some sparring sessions, and any physical progress, but also jot down some of those mental notes that kind of come into the mind sometimes while you're in practice, or even when you're not in practice. Maybe you're driving in the car and you get this thought or this visualization. Sometimes it's a good idea to even jot those notes down too. But you can also take tracking your progress a step further by filming yourself doing some of the drills or just even parts of your training sessions on your phone. Filming yourself gives you instant feedback, and you can immediately see where your strengths are, what you're doing well, and where you need to make improvements. This one has been the biggest game changer in my Kali practice. Consistency tip number 3, or tatlo. Have clear short-term goals. Having long-term goals like, hey, I want to flow like that guy who's been doing Kali for the last 20 plus years of their life is good to have. But short-term goals like, I'm going to get smoother at this striking pattern this week, or I'm going to improve my footwork this month, my explosiveness, my speed, my agility in my footwork. These short-term goals help to make your Kali journey more manageable. Use this formula: SMART goals. Make sure your short-term goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Give yourself a few days. Give yourself a week, a couple weeks, a month to achieve that short-term goal, just to make even 1% progress. Tip number 4, or apat. Surround yourself with support. Training partners and instructors and coaches can help to keep you accountable and make training more enjoyable. Connect with a few like-minded people in your area or in your community and check in with each other once in a while. Look, it's no secret that Kali groups are not as common as your MMA gym or your Taekwondo dojang on every single corner, but that's why it is super important to get to seminars and training camps whenever you can. You'll meet great like-minded people and build a bond with your community. This is actually probably the most important reason to attend training camps. Even more so, I would say, than the instruction itself. Building connections. Last but not least, consistency tip number 5, or lima. Focus on the habit, not the outcome. Showing up regularly is far more important than any one training session. And don't let a bad day discourage you. Even if you're tired, you're feeling kind of down that day, you're not feeling at your strongest or your best, show up for your training anyways, and just do what you can. Just the act of showing up keeps the habit alive. I like the 1 minute rule. Whatever your training schedule is, whether it's 2 to 3 times a week or every single day, just make it an aim to get at least 1 minute of practice in per day. I find that once you get moving, before you know it, you've put in 5, 10, 20, even a 30-minute session. There are times that I don't feel like training myself, and I still follow this 1 minute rule, and then all of a sudden I got a great hour or hour and a half session, and a lot of times they end up being some of the best training sessions. And I know I gave you 5 tips here, but you don't have to apply all of them immediately into your practice. Let me know down in the comments, which 1 or 2 of these tips are you gonna apply this week or this month in your training? If you wanna dive deeper into your Kali training and skill growth, head over to kalicenter.com. I've got 2 courses that are gonna be really, really good for you. One is my basic training course. That's really good for some solo training and partner training, and you're gonna build a really good foundation and understanding of the flow of Kali in the exchange of back and forth attacks and counterattacks. If you're focusing solely more on solo training, then option number 2 is my Kali Foundations home study course. This course focuses 100% on solo training, and it goes across all the areas of Kali, all the different weaponry and all that. And I'm always adding new videos to that course. Also, while you're there visiting the site, check on my events to learn about any training camps that are coming up. Because you never know, maybe you'll be able to work 1 or 2 of them into your schedule. At the very least, show some love to Kali Center, to the channel here, by hitting that like button on this video, and subscribe to the channel, and let's keep training together. See you next time.
Come on, man. I get you every year on that, man.